If you're stuck between the Humminbird PiranhaMAX 4 and the Lowrance Eagle 4X and you're like, hey, what's the real difference between the two? I got good news for you. I'm going to walk you through all the features, how they compare with one another, so you can make an excellent buying choice. Let's hop in. So you have the Lowrance Eagle 4X on the left and the Humminbird PiranhaMAX 4 on the right. Let's talk about the thing that you're staring at all day long. Let's look at the screen size. These are going to come in at 4 inches on both of them. Now, also let's talk about the pixels. The resolution on this is going to be 480 by 272 for the Lowrance and 480 by 272 for the Humminbird. So no difference on screen size or resolution or really bulk size of both of these units. They're both coming in roughly the same. So now let's break down the sonar. This is when they start to differ a bit. The Lowrance Eagle 4X, it's going to have a single beam transducer. You only get one. It's going to be a 200 kilohertz. It's going to be simple. It's going to be clean. Great for shallow water to mid depths. It's a no frills sonar profile that just works, right? You're not going to get CHIRP. You're not going to get a dual beam. What you see is what you get. Now, on the Humminbird PiranhaMAX 4, you actually get a dual beam transducer. You get the option to toggle back between 200 kilohertz and 455 kilohertz. You're going to have the 200 kilohertz for depth, 455 kilohertz for sharper, shallow water detail. So this is where Humminbird gets the edge, right? You get more flexibility, more control over your cone angle and detail level. Now, let's talk about how that relates to the cone angles underneath your vessel. On the Lowrance Eagle 4X, you get that 200 kilohertz, right? This is going to be a 44-degree cone for the 200 kilohertz and that single beam transducer. Really great for beginners and great for coverage, but you only get one view. However, for the Humminbird PiranhaMAX 4, for that 200 kilohertz, it's going to be a 28-degree angle, right? It's going to be a mid-wide. And then for the 455 kilohertz, you're going to get a 16-degree narrow high detail cone. So you get that tighter, cleaner picture when you need it. So this is kind of interesting, right? Because it comes to preference. If you want the largest cone, that's going to come from the Lowrance. If you want options, however narrower cones, that 28-degree and 16-degree, that is going to come from the PiranhaMAX 4. All right, so now let's talk about depth capability, right? So the Lowrance Eagle 4X, the max depth is 500 feet. For the Humminbird PiranhaMAX 4, it's going to be 600 feet. So both are perfectly fine for, fishing lakes and ponds and rivers under 300 feet. So neither are really deep water powerhouses, but they don't really need to be. If you're out there fishing deep water, you're usually not using an entry-level fish finder to do it. Now let's talk about GPS, the good stuff, the mapping, and navigation. And unfortunately, this section is going to be really short because neither unit has GPS. And because it doesn't have GPS, you're not going to be able to have your speed. You're not going to be able to track waypoints, and also neither of these units have the ability to upload maps because there's no wireless connection and no SD card slot at all. So these are pure sonar units. If you want depth and fish arches, no problem. But if you want to mark spots, return to productive areas, this is a major limitation. But I got good news for you at the end of this video if that's what you want for the price point of these 4-inch models. Now let's talk about water temp, power draw, and durability. All three categories are basically even. They both have water temp sensors, so you're going to be able to see that right there, 72, 78. This is on sim mode right now. The power draw for both these is going to be 0.18 amp hours each, and the water rating is the same as well. IPX7, they can both take a splash, they can both tip over, you can flip your kayak, they can go underwater and still be good. Both are simple, reliable, and designed for the angler who wants a turn on and go unit. So these are running in sim mode, so please don't be like, oh, that one's obviously looks better. I got different settings on these, so don't look at that. You can basically get both of them to do similar readings. So now let's talk about mounting and battery recommendations. For the Humminbird PiranhaMAX 4, I actually use the Yak Attack round base fish finder mount, and so you're able to get 2 screws in there and it makes it nice and snug. However, the Lowrance Eagle 4 is a square bottom. It's not going to work with this. You're going to have to find another option there. Now when it comes to batteries, I like using the Naco Pro battery kits, and for this size unit, a 4.4 amp hours, what you see here, a 10 amp hours, what you see here, and the beefy big boy over here is a 20 amp hour. And so the runtime with a 0.1 amp hour draw, the 4.4 amp hours is going to run both of these units for 24 hours. hours, a 10 amp hour for 55 hours, of course 100 hours, and a 20 amp hour. So no issues here. Full weekend of fishing on a single charge. And if you buy these through the link in the description below through my Wendell Fishing website, you get free shipping on those. So now the final boss, right? What's the price on these? What's the difference? So in the Lowrance Eagle 4, and I literally just ran downstairs and checked it on Amazon, and the fluctuation on Amazon with the sales that they offer from time to time is probably only going to be like $15. So keep that in mind. But right now, the Lowrance Eagle 4 is coming in at $115. However, the Humminbird PiranhaMAX 4 is coming in at $130.04. So you're looking at a $15 spread there. So guys, hopefully this video helped you walk through the features and help you make a better buying decision. However, before you spend a single dollar, you need to know about another competitor in the space, which is the Garmin Striker 4. They actually come out with 4 different models, and to be honest with you, I believe the features blow away the features of the Lowrance and Humminbird. So if you're interested in those, I would check out that video right there. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.